Sidney Powell, one of the most important people working to make sure they don't get away with it. Attorney for General Michael Flynn, former federal prosecutor, best-selling author, a great friend of this broadcast. Good to see you, Sidney. Now we know that at the first intel briefing for candidate Donald Trump in August of 2016, that General Flynn was in the crosshairs of the FBI, the Justice Department, and very clearly the Obama White House to entrap him, to frame him, and to go after President Trump. Do you agree?
Oh, definitely, Lou. They had to take out General Flynn because he would have quickly discovered everything that they had been doing, all the illegal surveillance they'd done, all the laws they'd broken. He would have tracked down the entire operation. Plus, he was going to audit the intel agencies and downsize everything. But remember the timeline. They opened Crossfire Hurricane on July 31st of 2016. Then on August 15th, Strzok and Page are texting about the insurance policy they discussed in McCabe's office. The very next day, they open the file on Flynn, and the day after that, they send Agent Pientka into what was supposed to have been a trusted presidential briefing to spy on Flynn and President Trump, who were two of the only three people that were there.
It's astonishing. And by the way, for this to just now be coming out about that intel briefing is to me, it's just mind-boggling that these things keep trickling out. The more and more that we learn is at the slowest pace possible, and it is absolutely maddening that the American people are putting up with this, to me.
Well, the existence of that briefing and the fact that it was held and Pientka used it to spy on the president was actually revealed in the Inspector General's report of December 2019. But the fact and the report of it that Agent Pientka did has only just been declassified.
And Agent Pientka, do we know how he's been so successfully hidden, and the context he can provide has been so effectively, gagged?
He is still with the FBI, as I understand it. When people learned he was in San Francisco, they moved him somewhere else. So he has been well protected by the FBI.
Should Wray be indicted for covering all of this up? I mean, what is he doing?
I wish I knew what Christopher Wray was doing. I wish I knew.
This is beyond stonewalling.
Oh, it's beyond stonewalling. We still don't have the original 302 in the Flynn case or the first one that was edited after that. And we know it was materially altered to include things he did not say that they then based the lies of the false statement prosecution on. I mean, the FBI made up the entire case against General Flynn. There was nothing there. It's just
I got to
appalling.
share. I'm sorry. I've got to share with you Jonathan Turley's comments, and I know that as a lawyer, you and Jonathan Turley, I'm sure, respect each other mightily. Here is what Turley wrote today, and I'd like to put that up on the screen if we could very quickly. More willful blindness by the media on spying by the Obama administration. You get the gist of this. But the fact is, this is not willful blindness. This is a cover-up. This is complicity with the Democrat leadership, the deep state, as they refuse to even honor the basic tenet of journalism in this country, which is to go after the truth. How can you possibly put up with this? The evidence that they pursued, Sidney, if we can go back to Sidney, please. How in the world can we have a situation where the FBI made up the evidence, worked with, coordinated with the Democratic National Committee, the Clinton campaign, and created what is a completely bogus story, tried to frame the President of the United States to unseat him, and certainly General Flynn. And now we're watching the appellate court taking its sweet time to dismiss a district court judge's ruling that he could have amicus briefs, that he could insist on having his own prosecution. This is nuts. Does the judiciary understand they look like they're complicit in all of the political corruption of this government And the Obama White House, I mean, do they understand that?
Given the brief that we filed last Monday and that the government filed too, which effectively drop-kicked Judge Sullivan into another country, the court should certainly understand that he has no position here whatsoever, and the rehearing petition must be denied. The whole process at this point has started to impugn the integrity of the court, and it's important for the Article III judiciary to stand up and enforce the rule of law as they know it exists.
Let me be clear, at least for myself. I think the judiciary right now is a rotten, politically corrupt joke in this country, and it's going to take a long time for them to recover, and I think probably just as long as it will take the FBI and the Department of Justice to recover, if ever. Sidney Powell, thanks for all you're doing for justice and for General Flynn.